My name is Katelyn, and today I'm going to be talking about some things that I wish I knew before coming to Germany, especially as an exchange student. So let's just hop right in. Number one, so always carry cash with you. A term that you'll hear here in Germany is cash is king, and that is absolutely so true. I've run into a couple scenarios already where I didn't have cash on me and I definitely needed it. Definitely carry cash on you always, especially as like an emergency thing. Number two, student health insurance. So if you have private health insurance that will be covered here, then this tip isn't for you. You can go ahead and skip on. However, if you don't, I highly recommend getting German public health insurance immediately or as soon as possible when you arrive. The service that I use is A-OK. It has been such a seamless process getting the insurance and paying for it. So I highly, highly recommend that you do it immediately. Number three. So this one's gonna be a little heart-wrenching for all the Americans, but there is no AC here. Or well, there isn't as much available AC here. Typically in residential areas, they just don't have AC. They do have heating, so if you're here during the cooler months, you do have heating. However, there is no AC, so plan accordingly. I know a lot of people who've brought a fan, so just keep that in mind. Just add it to your budget if you really need it. Number four, resident permit. So in Germany, you have to have a residence permit, and the process of getting that is super simple, but once again, I recommend doing that within the first 2 weeks of you arriving. Your program will send someone with you to these appointments because they will not speak English. Or well, in my experience, they just don't speak English because they just don't. So definitely bring someone with you to help translate. The documents that I recommend you bringing for your resident permit appointment is a sheet that you fill out basically stating where you live, your passport for non-EU citizens, and then lastly, your passport. Number five, apply for your visa as soon as possible. The process can take a very long time. I've heard it could take almost the entirety of your exchange program. So definitely do that as soon as possible. I did mine within like a week of arriving, and I actually just received mine about a month later. So definitely do it as fast as possible. When you do apply for your visa or when you're going in for your appointment, make sure you have your passport with you, and then also a little like photo of yourself, probably like about that big. And the way you can get this photo is just by when you go to your appointment. They have like a little booth typically, and you just pay €8. At least it was €8 for me, and you get like 4 little pictures of you. So, or if you can do it beforehand, even better. Definitely be prepared. Number 6 is your tax ID. So if you don't know what a tax ID is, and you might see this term a lot, it's essentially what I would consider the equivalent of your social security number. So you will receive a tax ID when you get to Germany after your residence permit, and that number sticks with you for life. So after your exchange ends, when you leave and then decide maybe you do want to come back, when you come back to Germany, your tax ID will be the exact same number. So definitely take a picture of that, store it somewhere safe. You will need it later on. Number 7, German bank account. I highly, highly, highly recommend getting a German bank account. It just makes a lot of things seamless in the process, and you'll hear it later on. So just having a German bank account, and some places won't let you apply for a German bank account without your tax ID. So just keep that in mind as well. The personal bank that I use is N26, and my tax ID was not required, but they did have like a FaceTime appointment with me essentially, and I had to just prove my identity and show that my passport was real and valid. Number 8 is WhatsApp. So in America, we don't really use it that often. So definitely download WhatsApp beforehand. A lot of people use it, everyone uses it to communicate. No one uses iMessage. I've made sure, I've checked. So definitely keep that in mind. Everyone uses WhatsApp. It's super easy to adjust to, honestly, and it's the best way to stay connected. So keep that in mind. Number 9 is your broadcast fee. So in Germany, everyone receives a broadcast fee. So this fee is applied to the household. So if you're like me and you live in student housing or in a dormitory or just in a house with other people, you guys can split up this cost, and it's only about like 17, 18 euros a month. I don't actually know the exact amount, but I know it's between that range. So obviously if you live by yourself, you're paying that full amount. But if you live with others, you can split up the costs and makes it a lot cheaper. And yes, it's required even if you don't have a TV or any broadcasting system. It's just a requirement for everyone who lives in Germany. And I found out that if you do not pay this fee, you can get away with it maybe. But however, if you do decide to come back and live here again, you will incur a very large fee because they only know of when you arrive in Germany, not when you leave. So say in August of 2024, I came to Germany and I didn't pay and I left in December. If I come back 4 years later, I will pay the amount from August of 2024 until August of 2028. So you can do the math. It's a lot of money. So make sure you pay that. And obviously when you leave, like, they will stop it and you won't be charged if you ever come back again. Number 10 is Sundays. So Germans take their Sundays very, very seriously. I heard of this beforehand. I didn't know if it would actually be that way. It definitely is. So all your grocery shopping, please plan ahead. Do not go Saturday night. It is extremely hectic. You will be overwhelmed. So definitely plan it either earlier in the day or just throughout the week. You really can't go like anywhere. You can't really shop anywhere. So just keep that all in mind. Of course, I know there's some family restaurants that stay open. And then of course, like transportation will always be open. So the train stations, the bus stops, those will all be open. Number 11, and this is my absolute favorite thing about Germany, is the DB ticket or the Deutsche Bahn ticket. And it's just 49 euros a month. It's a flat fee. And you can travel throughout Germany for just 49 euros, an unlimited amount of times. So it's perfect for anyone who loves to travel a lot, or like even if you don't travel a lot, it's great for if you just need to go to work or do like a daily commute or go to school. So it'll cover like all your bus fees, your tram, your train. So I absolutely recommend, because just one trip alone is about 3.20 euros. So you can do the math. 49 euros will end up being cheaper anyway. So I highly, highly recommend just getting that 49 euro ticket. You can travel anywhere in Germany. It will take you longer because the IC or the ICE trains are not included. But hey, I mean, if you're on a budget like most students are, it's definitely a great way to travel. And another perk about this as well is the international travel. So you are actually able to leave the country with the inclusion of this 49 euro ticket. But of course, that's only to like the border. So if you're planning on going further into the country, you do have to pay whatever fees that you might incur. But some countries that I know that you can definitely get into are the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Austria, Switzerland, and France. So keep that in mind with your travels. Number 12 is student discounts. So restaurants, different places will offer discounts if you're a student. So please be on the lookout for all those student discounts. Sometimes museums will do stuff for free. So just keep that in mind. Definitely take advantage because it's such a great perk. Last but not least is recycling and trash. Germans are very serious about the way that they throw out trash. So, and I mean, I've experienced this throughout different parts of Europe as well. So just make sure you know that you have to separate your paper, your plastics, your cardboard, your glass when throwing out your trash. So it's extremely important. And then also in Germany, when you buy like a Coke bottle, like one of those plastic Coke bottles, for example, You pay a 25-cent fee, which is your fund, and when you return that water bottle or whatever, the plastic bottle, you will receive 25 cents back. So you're essentially getting your money back. So do not throw that away. Keep that in mind always and get your money back. And then lastly, here are some just like simple tips that I recommend for anyone. The first one being learn the language of your country that you're visiting. It's always nice to put in the effort and speak with some of the locals or just have basic like conversational level like conversations. Everyone will appreciate you trying to learn, and it'll get you further, definitely. So just try to learn some basic level stuff, nothing crazy, and they will definitely appreciate it. And my last tip of the day or recommendation is to attend as many school events as possible. Specifically in my city, the university hosts so many events for everyone. They have an internationals night where you can meet people from around the world, even in the US. So it's nice to meet just people who are like you, visiting or studying abroad, as well as like meeting people of similar interests as well. They've also had club kickoffs for people in similar majors as mine. So it's nice to talk to other students about topics that we both enjoy. So definitely just attend as many school events as possible, join clubs, go to club meetings. You will meet so many people. It is how I made all of my friends. So I highly, highly recommend. Okay, so that's all for this video. Please let me know if there's anything else I missed. Thank you so much.